This will define a whole lot for the New York Knicks going forwards, as the team has been linked to a sharpshooter. While on top of that, we also have a huge update to go over on Pacome Dadiet, which tells us a whole lot about what's happening with the Knicks in the future, and also is a cause for concern for some other stuff as well that we are going to go over. And we are going to waste no time jumping right into this, guys. But real quick before we do, if you are part of that 56% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Knicks update. We have videos coming out every single day that you don't want to miss out on. But let's jump right into it, guys. Again, there's a lot to go over on the team right now, because look, as we know, the Knicks and Leon Rose never stop planning for the future. It's just something that we know they always do. There's always a chess move. There's always a play at hand. They always have something ready and up their sleeve. Now, with all that in mind, recently we have seen a whole lot of discussion surrounding the Knicks and what to do with the fact that Landry Shamet is dealing with that shoulder injury. The Knicks lost one of their key shooters, and because of that, there has been a whole lot of discussion surrounding how to replace Landry Shamet. And though the Knicks do hope that Shamet can come back over the next month or so, there always is the chance that his shoulder is more hurt than they're leading on to. We know Leon Rose has done that before, specifically with Julius Randle. And because of that, there has been a whole lot of discussion surrounding what exactly the Knicks do next. Well, with everything in mind, we do have a huge update regarding the Knicks, as they were linked by Jonathan Wasserman to Matt Abel, a North Carolina State sharpshooting shooting guard who stands at 6'6" and 205 pounds, with the pro comparison to none other than Landry Shamet. With all that in mind, there has been a whole lot to go over with him and just with the Knicks in general regarding Shamet's future with the Knicks. As mentioned by Wasserman, Matt Abel's shooting is the draw, but he's also operating with a noticeable sense of poise and intelligence. He's taking smart escape dribbles into pull-ups, using fakes to open drives or open driving lanes, and making smart passing reads. Abel has been more of a perimeter scoring specialist early, but the finishes he's delivered show an obvious touch that helps diminish concerns over his lack of strength and explosion. Now, Abel, he got linked to Landry Shamet a whole lot, and through a couple games throughout his college experience, being looked at as a one-and-done type guy. He is only shooting 34.4% from three through the first 7 games of his college career, putting up 9 points and 3.6 rebounds, but he will get things going. We know he's a good shooter. That is something that people don't have to worry about, and the fact that his PER is still above average is a very good look. Because of all this, there has been a lot of fans discussing exactly what happens with Shamet long-term, because when we look at Shamet, is he going to be someone who's with the Knicks for a while? Well, it's not exactly clear, but the side you lean towards is no. I mean, if they're looking at a guy who can replace Landry Shamet as a rookie, and on top of that, when they already almost didn't re-sign Landry Shamet once, all this does lead to it being tough to figuring out how to keep Shamet around with the team long term. I know Shamet's been great. The man was putting up around 10 points per game as a starter, shot 42.4% from 3 this season before going down with the injury. And when he comes back from the injury, it will be before January if he comes back at all. If that's the case, the Knicks will be able to see if Shamet does belong back on the court for a little bit before that contract does become fully guaranteed, so the Knicks could waive him and go out there and sign somebody else to a contract instead. Now, there's a few different names to look at there, and we've done that a little bit in the past, so we will obviously look at some more depending on how that situation goes. If it ends up happening that the Knicks need to go that route, then they can go that route. But until then, we're just looking at everything, and there is sort of a lot to be aware of. But on top of this, there is another thing that has Knicks fans, including myself, somewhat concerned, as the Knicks did assign Pacome Dadiet to the Westchester Knicks the other day, and with that in mind, it is concerning, because as we saw, Dadiet, now back with the Westchester Knicks in the G League, is going to be playing with them for a little bit. He's going to be getting reps, and the young French wing is looked at as someone who the Knicks like. However, the fact that Dadiet got assigned to the G League and Mohamed Diawara didn't, and the fact that Diawara is getting a little bit more of those garbage time minutes over Dadiet, and we've even seen Diawara step in at points when Dadiet hasn't, you do start to think, do the Knicks like Diawara better than Dadiet? Are they starting to lose faith in the fact that Pacome Dadiet, someone who they picked in the first round in 2024, is just not going to be a long-term kind of guy for this team? Dadiet has a bunch of strengths when you just look at the surface level. The man has a nice looking shot form. He's a good defender. He's athletic. He's had really good moments with the Knicks, whether that's been with the Westchester Knicks in the G League or in preseason. We've seen him play well, but he hasn't clicked at the NBA level throughout a year and some change now. And because of that, there definitely is some real thought that maybe Diawara is someone who the Knicks are going to look at instead. I'll be honest, I like Dadiet's game better than Diawara's. I think they both have their own certain strengths, and Diawara is more of a forward, where Dadiet is more of a wing. But at the same time, when you look at Dadiet, he does have, ideally, if he can hit his threes, he has everything you'd want out of a player who is in the modern NBA and can play a specific role, being able to hit a corner three, being able to hit a shot in general, and also having some nice ability to dribble the ball and good athleticism. So the matter of fact is, with Dadiet going down to the G League, that definitely is concerning. Dadiet and Diawara both appeared in the first G League game for the Westchester Knicks, and they both put up 15 points. Dadiet shooting 3 for 6 from 3, and Diawara pulling down 2 rebounds, getting 2 assists, and going 2 for 5 from 3. Diawara is staying with the Knicks, while right now Dadiet is not, and that definitely does make things quite interesting going forward. I mean, we look at Dadiet through the summer league, and he's been pretty uninspiring there both times around. Never shooting above 25% from 3, having career averages in the G League of 36.5% from the field and 14% from 3 has just not been what we've wanted to see. Dadiet only appeared in 2 games before he started dealing with a toe injury, and the Knicks ultimately decided, you know what, we've seen what we have to see out of Pac, and that's that for right now. But with all that in mind, again, guys, there is a whole lot to think about with Dadiet going forwards. I mean, when we just look at Dadiet and Diawara, obviously neither of their stats are good. They're both playing nothing but garbage time minutes. Diawara has been better in the garbage time, no doubt about it. I mean, that neither of them have a good box plus minus, both in the negatives, and again, these numbers can be weird because the fact that they are both playing in nothing but garbage time. But Diawara's appeared in more games, and all his stats are better. And again, this is at a level because he's getting a tiny bit more minutes. But at the same time, it is very telling that Diawara is one to get minutes over Dadiet, even though Diawara is looked at as even more raw, considering they're both very young. Diawara being a year younger, and on top of that, also being a rookie, whereas Dadiet, the Knicks need to have a sure answer sooner than later compared to Diawara. So it definitely is something to look at, and I definitely do start to think, what do the Knicks really see in Dadiet? What do they believe in? Now, he did just have a very good game, and we are going to be going over that in a video soon. And just looking a couple days ago when I looked at those stats, or at the standings by the G League, the Westchester Knicks have been terrible. So there's also a world where the Knicks are saying, we want Dadiet to go to a team that has not been good and take a leadership role, show that he's ready to step up and really get going with everything that he's got right now. And if that's the case, then okay, I see the vision there. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, maybe they're putting him down there because they don't like him. So it could go either way. It's either that they do want Dadiet to get heavy minutes and become a leader and show that he can really do a lot with these minutes, while Diawara, they want him there with the big club so we can start to learn what being an NBA player is like. Both options make sense, and I'll be honest, I am leaning towards that one where it's just they want Diawara to learn what it's like to be with an NBA team, especially a successful NBA team, when they know Dadiet understands what that all entails. Dadiet spent 1 year in the NBA, and he went to the conference finals. That's farther than some players go in their entire careers. So when you look at that, Joel Embiid, it really does make sense that they think, all right, well, Pacome knows what it's like to be an NBA player, but at the same time, he's still a third-string type of guy. He's very young, and we have a team full of veterans just trying to win a championship, so that makes sense. But guys, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Knicks.